What's up, people? Welcome back to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. I hope you've had a good start to the week so far. We've got a massive show for you guys this evening. So much to get into, but please first do smash a like on the video, do subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's jump on into it. So on today's show, guys, we will be talking a little bit about Amrabat. We've got some more news incoming today about that. We will be talking about Harry Maguire, Fred, McTominay, Pellistri. We've got news on all of those players and on potential outgoings and where they might go. We've also got some news on Elanga. Lots to get into about Rasmus Højlund. We've got a really interesting story to talk to you guys about Sancho as well, which I think is going to be very interesting. So yeah, as always, guys, it's going to be a massive show today. So do get involved in the comment section. Do let me know. I do try and keep it as interactive as possible, and I do look forward to seeing you guys' comments. Let's start off with a little bit of a weird one, let's say. So let's start off with this. Why not? Everyone was probably wondering in the pre-season matches, why is Sancho playing as a striker? Did anybody else think that? Because I certainly did. Now, Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic has come out this afternoon saying that Jadon Sancho's trial as a false nine during pre-season is a genuine attempt by Erik ten Hag to see if he could perform the role on a regular basis this season. Ten Hag has apparently been encouraged by what he has seen. So apparently, according to Laurie Whitwell in The Athletic, Erik ten Hag wants to play Jadon Sancho as a false nine this season. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm quite up for it. I am. Why not? He's never going to get any game time on the wing. So if he thinks that Jadon Sancho can play as a false nine, let's do it. He scored a great goal the other day, didn't he? He scored a great goal against Arsenal, didn't he? Amazing goal. And the last couple of games, Jadon Sancho has played as a false nine, which I do think is really interesting. The first game against Lyon, I wasn't that impressed with him in that position. But against Arsenal, he did look a lot better. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section. Very strange, I do admit. Sancho is a false nine. I'm not completely against it. He's got a good shot. He's quite fast. He's obviously good in and around the box. Obviously, it's not the most obvious thing, but as you guys know, we don't have any strikers. So maybe Sancho as a false nine could actually work quite well. And that is the story that's coming out from The Athletic this afternoon via Laurie Whitwell, that Erik ten Hag will try and use Jadon Sancho as a false nine next season. I'm not too sure about it. As I said, I did quite like him against Arsenal, but I wasn't quite sure about him in that position against Lyon. Do let me know in the comment section. But as this story goes, apparently Erik ten Hag likes him in that position and wants to give him a try next season. So I do think it's quite interesting. I don't think Sancho's going to get any game time on the wing. He's not going to play in front of Anthony. He's not going to play in front of Garnacho and Rashford. So I don't really see how else he's going to get any game time, to be completely honest with you. Obviously, as I've said to you before, if we could get 60, 70 million for Sancho, I probably would sell him, but we're not going to get that. So we do just have to make the most of the current situation we're in. And the current situation we're in, we have no strikers. We need to bring in some strikers. So maybe playing Sancho as a false nine in some games could work. You've seen City do it with people like Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. I think we give it a go. I really do. But let me know what you think. As well, just a quick one. I've kind of readjusted my seating, so I'm a little bit higher up on the video. Let me know if it looks better than it does usually. I've got a new chair. It's higher up, so you kind of have a bit of a better view. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Right, let's move on to the next story. And as always, do let me know on all of the different topics we talk about. Let me know what you think about Jadon Sancho as a false nine. Do you like that idea? I think it will work. I do. So I'm quite excited about that. And it is interesting to hear that Erik ten Hag does want to see Jadon Sancho play as a false nine next season in the Premier League. Quite up for it. Give it a go. Why not? He's not going to get any game time on the wing, so let's give it a try. Right, let's talk about this one really quickly. Obviously, we spoke about Kylian Mbappe earlier. I don't think there's really much point touching on it again. Kylian Mbappe is obviously not going to come to Manchester United. I don't know why we were thrown in the mixture with all those other teams. There is no way on earth Kylian Mbappe was going to come to Manchester United. What a load of rubbish. Obviously, we did a video on it earlier, just kind of dismissing it. But yeah, probably the stupidest story I've heard this transfer window. Anyway, let's move on to something a little bit more tangible and a little bit more realistic. Now, we can confirm that Anthony Elanga has undergone his medical today. This is coming out from Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio says Anthony Elanga has completed his medical at Nottingham Forest. Done deal, signed, here we go. So Anthony Elanga's gone, £15 million plus add-ons. Really happy about that. That's 15 million in the bank. I wish Anthony Elanga all the best. I hope he goes and has a really good season at Nottingham Forest. Yeah, I'm really happy about that one. So yeah, guys, we can confirm that Anthony Elanga has completed his medical at Nottingham Forest and yeah, will become a Nottingham Forest player. That's an extra 15 million in the bank. Very, very happy about that. Just to reiterate, it's 15 million pounds guaranteed plus around 3 to 5 million pounds in add-ons. So I think it's a fair price for him. I couldn't really complain about that, to be completely honest with you. Do let me know in the comment section. Do you think we should have do you think we should have got more for Elanga? Let me know, as I'm always interested to get you guys' opinions. Let's move on to Dean Henderson. There's a story coming out today from a journalist in the UK saying that apparently Dean Henderson is close to finalising a permanent move to Nottingham Forest. So it does look like Dean Henderson will be leaving the club. I know this transfer has been rumbling on and on, hasn't it? I don't know how it's taken so long, but it does finally look like Dean Henderson will be leaving Manchester United. We are still waiting for the clarity on what the fee will be, but there's 2 or 3 journalists in the UK today reporting that Dean Henderson is due to join Nottingham Forest. So again, we don't know what the fee is going to be. I think it'll probably be something around £20 million. The last report we had was from Chris Wheeler in the Daily Mail saying that Manchester United would sell him for £20 million. This was about 3 days ago. Since then, there's been a couple of journalists today tweeting saying that he will join Nottingham Forest, but a fee hasn't been confirmed yet. I just hope it's not a loan deal. If it's a loan deal, I will be very, very frustrated. It has to be a sale. Anything less than 20 million, I think it's a disgrace. If it's a loan deal, I think it's a disgrace. As always, do let me know in the comment section, what do you think is a fair price for Dean Henderson? I think anything less than 20, honestly, that is really, really bad. We need to get at least 20 for him. We really, really do. But yeah, let me know. It does look like he will be going. Nottingham Forest are insisting on signing him. That was what Fabrizio Romano reported yesterday. Nottingham Forest are insisting on Dean Henderson, and apparently it looks like a deal is about to kind of reach closure. That's what's being reported today. So really, really happy about that one, guys. Dean Henderson goes. Anthony Elanga goes. Obviously, Tellez is gone. Eric Bailly's on the way out. Very, very positive. Super, super happy to get rid of some of these players who ultimately just don't really have a future at Manchester United, to be completely honest with you, do they? So very, very happy about that. Do let me know in the comments section, what do you think is a fair price for Dean Henderson? I'm saying 20 million. I'll take that any day of the week. Anything less than that, I'm not happy with. The thing you've got to remember as well, with Dean Henderson and Anthony Elanga, they're both homegrown players. They've both come through the youth academy, so they both are 100% profit. They cost us nothing. They've come through the Manchester United youth academy. That goes straight back into our budget. So really, really positive. Yeah, so let me know how you feel about that one, guys. I'm really, really happy about that. We've got over 350 people watching already. Absolutely incredible. Please do make sure to smash a like on the video if you are watching, and please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're on the road to 6,200 subscribers. We're about 50 away, guys, so let's see if we can hit that by the end of the video. If we hit 6,200 subscribers by the end of this video today, I will gift a membership to somebody in the chat. If you do want to join the members club, just hit the $sign, or I will post a link in the chat. So yeah, if we hit 6,200 by this stream today, we're about 50 away, I will give out a membership to somebody. So do get involved, do smash a like, share it, do all of those good things, and yeah, make sure you subscribe. So let's move on to the next story. Let's keep up the positivity today, guys. I like to do positivity on this channel. I'm not somebody who likes to be negative. I like to get the positivity out there, and we have got some more positivity to bring you, which is great, isn't it? Now, this is coming out from Sky Sports this afternoon, saying that West Ham are pushing to sign Harry Maguire. A loan or permanent deal are not being ruled out. So as it stands, guys, West Ham are really, really pushing to get this Harry Maguire deal over the line. That's exactly what we wanted to hear. It really, really is. It felt like this deal had gone really, really cold, didn't it? We heard all of this stuff, Harry Maguire, West Ham, Harry Maguire, West Ham, and it had gone completely silent. Nobody heard anything. But now, coming out today, Sky Sports have reignited this news, saying that West Ham are now pushing for the signature of Harry Maguire. Absolutely buzzing about that. Let's just hope we do get a fee for him. Worst case scenario, very, very worst case scenario, if it is a loan move, as long as they pay all of his wages, I don't really have a massive issue with it, but I still would like him to just leave and us to get a fee. Obviously, he's on absolutely ridiculous money, so we need to do something about that. We can't be paying Harry Maguire 240 grand a week. At this stage, I would let him go for 10, 20 million pounds. Let him go to Maguire. Let him go to West Ham. Get him his move and just kind of move on from it. But do let me know in the live chat, how much do you think Harry Maguire is worth? What would you be happy with? I think 15 to 20 would be a great bit of business. The headline is that West Ham are ultimately now pushing to sign Harry Maguire. Obviously, they've got a load of money off the back of selling Declan Rice. So I think it makes sense. I really, really do. They don't have a very good defence, West Ham. You've got to remember. They've got Zuma, and they've got, who else is their other defender? I know they've got Kurt Zuma, who's okay. He's kind of average. Ultimately, he'll go into that team and he'll massively improve them. I know people in the chat say he's rubbish, but Harry Maguire isn't a bad player. He's not. He just doesn't suit Manchester United's system. If he goes to a West Ham, I'm telling you, by 6 months into the season, you'll get all the generic pundits on Sky Sports saying Manchester United was stupid for selling Harry Maguire. He's world class. Like, you wait for it, honestly. Clip this video and come back to it in 6 months' time. And I bet you all of the Sky Sports journalists and pundits will be saying Manchester United made a massive mistake getting rid of Harry Maguire. He's been world class for West Ham. Like, you wait for it. It will happen, because at the end of the day, in the right system, he is a good player. If you need a fast centre-back, if you want to play a high line, he's not good enough. So it does look like he'll get his move, and I do wish him all the best. I really, really do. If we get 15 to 20 million for him, I'll be absolutely buzzing. And as I said, he will massively improve their team. So it's a good signing for them. Let's hope that this deal goes through. Of course, I will keep you updated as and when we get more news on the Maguire to West Ham story. But just to round up that part of the show, the headline is that West Ham are now seriously pushing to sign Harry Maguire from Manchester United. But it is unclear whether it will be a loan move or a permanent deal. So at the moment, we don't know which way it will go. But of course, I will keep you updated as and when we get more news on that one. As Barry says in the chat, Harry would be the king at West Ham. He would. Harry Maguire would be the king at West Ham. He would. Honestly, he'd be incredible. I'm telling you now. Harry Maguire at West Ham, I'm going to say this, and you can laugh at me. You can say you're talking rubbish. I reckon Harry Maguire at West Ham would be world class for West Ham in their playing style. For England, he is really good. He is. I watch England. Obviously, I'm English. And he is really, really good for England, because they play 7 defenders. He never gets, one-on-one with somebody, because we have 7 defenders. I think we play 3 defenders, a right back, a left back, and 2 centre defensive mids. We have 7 defenders pretty much for England. And Harry Maguire looks world class, I'd say. But obviously, when you're playing there at Ten Hag ball, and your centre backs are on the halfway line, one ball over the top and they score every single time. So anyway, let's move on from that one. We've got over 450 people watching, guys. Absolutely amazing. Please do make sure to smash a like on the video really, really quickly. And please do subscribe to the channel if you are new here. As I said, I will give out a membership to somebody in the chat if we hit 6,200 subscribers by the end of this video. So yeah, go and subscribe now. And if we hit that by the end, I will give out a membership to the Daily Red Devil Members Club by the end of this video. We've got about less than 50 to go now, guys. So do get involved. And let's move on to the next story. Right, let's talk about Amrabat really, really quick. So we've had a story coming out this afternoon from a journalist in Italy reporting the following on Amrabat. Manchester United are now only 3 to 5 million euros away from securing an agreement with Fiorentina to sign Sofyan Amrabat. United are the only club seriously pursuing the player at the moment. So that's really, really positive. It looks like we're very, very close to getting this Amrabat deal over the line. And it goes on to say that Manchester United are now making concrete moves to sign Sofyan Amrabat. Fiorentina wants around 30 million euros, whereas United will presumably offer around 25, including add-ons. So, guys, it's going to be somewhere between 25 and 30 million euros. That's what's being reported, plus add-ons. Yeah, I think it's a good deal. I really, really do. I'm happy about that one. As always, do let me know in the comment section, what is the absolute max price that you'd be willing to pay for Sofyan Amrabat? For me, 25 million euros, I think that's an absolute bargain. If we can get that over the line, I think that would be one of our best transfers of the summer. 25 million euros is about 20 million pounds. Quality. Especially if you just think we've just sold Elanga for that amount of money. You sell Elanga for 15, you bring in Amrabat. Amazing bit of business that. So let's try and stay positive. Let's hope that we get this deal over the line. As that story said from the Italian journalist, we are the only club currently pushing for Amrabat. Obviously, we've just got some money in from Tellez, from Elanga, so we have got the money now to do this signing. Let's hope that we get this one done in the next week or so, and that means he can then join the rest of the squad when they fly back from the States. I think they fly back a week today. So a week today, all of the players will be back at Manchester United at Carrington. So this week is really, really important, okay? If we can get a Rasmus Højlund and an Amrabat, here we go, this week, it's going to set us up really, really nicely for those final 2 pre-season matches against Atletico Bilbao and Lens. If we don't have them for those games, I'm going to be seriously, seriously worried. I am, because they won't play in the Premier League in the first few matches if we don't have them for those pre-season matches. So this week is absolutely essential, guys. We really, really need to get these 2 signings over the line. If it doesn't happen this week, then I will start to get a bit worried, because the one thing I want you guys to remember, okay, is 3 weeks today, right? This is crazy. 3 weeks today, we play our first game of the season at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. I mean, how mad is that? 3 weeks today, football will be back. I can't wait, guys. I literally cannot wait. as much as I like the summer where you can kind of switch off a little bit, I do just love football. So I cannot wait for the Premier League season to start. 3 weeks today, guys. We'll all be here, 8 p.m. kickoff in the UK. And we'll all be sat here. We'll be doing a watch along. And hopefully we have Sophie and Amrabat and we have Rasmus Højlund in that squad because, yeah, we really, really need both of them, in my opinion. So let's hope that we get this one done. All of the signs are saying that we will. I am feeling positive about it. We will, of course, keep you updated as and when we get more bits of news on the Amrabat deal. But as it stands, guys, it does look like we're very, very close to getting this deal over the line. 2 or 3 million euros is kind of what's separating the two different clubs at the moment. As I said, Fiorentina reportedly want 30 million euros for Amrabat, which I still think is fair. And Manchester United want to pay around 25 plus add-ons. So I think we'll get there. I really, really do. If we get in for 25 million euros plus add-ons, I think that's a quality bit of business. Somebody says, will you be at Old Trafford? I'm not going to be at Old Trafford for the first game of this season. I've got a couple of tickets booked for later on in the season, but I won't be there, unfortunately, for the home game. So whenever I am not at Old Trafford, I will do watch-alongs. I've got, I think, six tickets for home matches this season. And I probably will go to some Champions League games as well. But anytime that I'm not there, I will be doing watch-alongs. So do make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'm really, really excited to go to the Champions League games. Really excited for that. Yeah, I've been to Europa games. I've been to Champions League games, but it's just not the same. Europa games just don't really have any energy. Like, people don't care. Whereas obviously Champions League's Champions League. So yeah, very, very excited for the start of the season. 3 weeks today. Absolutely buzzing. But it is essential that we have Amrabat and Rasmus Højlund in for those games. It really, really is, in my opinion, guys, because without those two people, I do think we will struggle, especially Rasmus Højlund. We need a striker. But as I said earlier on in the show, guys, Erik ten Hag is apparently going to play Jadon Sancho as a false 9 next season. I mean, who would have thought it? When he went out in those pre-season matches against Lyon and against Arsenal, and he was ultimately playing as a striker, everyone was saying, what the hell is going on? Why is Erik ten Hag playing Sancho as a striker? But there is a plan, and apparently this plan is actually going to be put into practice in the season this coming up year. So apparently Sancho is going to play as a false 9 for Manchester United. This is what Erik ten Hag sees in him, and that is what's being reported today from The Athletic, from Laurie Whitwell. I'm still a little bit confused about that one, I have to admit, but now that I think about it, why not give him a try? I'd rather have him, as a false 9 than have him on the wing and not play. So I'm all for it. Do let me know in the comment section. Yeah, I will read out some comments in the second half of the show as well. I'll read out this one from Joe really, really quickly. Joe says, will you call it impossible for Man United to close a deal for Højlund, Kane and Amrabat? I don't think it's impossible. I think it just depends whether Bayern Munich kind of get the deal going. I'm not really too sure, guys. I would like to see Harry Kane at Manchester United, but yeah, I'd say it's probably like a 20% chance we'll get Harry Kane at this point, if I'm being completely honest with you, If I'm not trying to spread false hope, I think there's a 20% chance we'll get Harry Kane. Right, let's move on to the next story, though. I don't want to talk about Harry Kane too much because we did speak about him this morning. Let's talk about Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial is somebody who I know a lot of you in the chat want rid of, me included. I did used to really like Anthony Martial, but at the end of the day, he has dropped massively. He's injured all the time, and when he does play, he's not really that great. So there is some good news, though, about Anthony Martial. Laurie Whitwell is reporting today that Anthony Martial is scheduled to start full training with Manchester United ahead of the Real Madrid game. So it looks like Martial is now fit again, and he will start training again. So really, really good, because that at least now means that if we are going to look to sell him, he's fit, he's available, and he can be sold. Remember, players can't be sold when they're injured because they'll ultimately fail their medical. Manchester United play Real Madrid on Saturday, I think it is. Yeah, on Saturday. So Anthony Martial is officially back fit again, and he is going back into training. The story goes as follows. Anthony Martial is scheduled to start training again with Manchester United ahead of the Real Madrid game. Club have been cautious over returning him from a hamstring tear. Erik ten Hag has been trialling Jadon Sancho as a false 9 to see if the role could work in the Premier League. So that was coming out from Laurie Whitwell today, that ultimately Anthony Martial is now back in training, which does mean that he can now leave the club, because as I said, players can't leave the club if they're injured. They'll fail their medical. So this is really, really positive in that sense. It is. And as we spoke about earlier on today, guys, there are 2 clubs in Saudi Arabia who are currently circling for Anthony Martial's signature. I can't remember their names. I can get them up for you really, really quickly. We did speak about it this morning on the show this morning, but I will get it up for you again. There was about 3 or 4 different journalists in Saudi Arabia all reporting that ultimately that Martial is wanted, and that they are going to put in a bid for him. Who was the club's name? The names are Al Shabab and Al Tawan. Not heard of them personally, but I don't really know much about the Saudi League, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. But ultimately, the headline is that Anthony Martial is wanted. The story goes, Manchester United have put Anthony Martial up for sale. The players' agents have been contacted about a transfer. So it does look like Anthony Martial will get his move. As I said, he is now fit again. He is now training again with the squad. Very, very happy about that. If we can get 5 to 10 million for him, I'll take that. I'll take anything at this point. I really, really will. I honestly would take anything for Martial. He's on ridiculous wages. If we can clear his wages off the book and maybe get 5 to 10 million in the bank, I will take that. But obviously, we will keep you updated as and when we get more news on that story. As I said earlier on, guys, there was 3 journalists all reporting from Saudi Arabia that there are 2 Saudi Arabian clubs currently talking to his agent about a potential move. Of course, if that happens, that'd be really, really good. He's been here for so long, and I used to love him at the club. I really, really did. I thought he was a quality player, but he's just gone downhill so much, hasn't he? He's still only 27 years of age, though, remember. So I do think he does still have some value. Not at Manchester United, maybe not at the top level, but of course, I do wish him all the best, and I hope he goes on to do well. Let's just hope he doesn't get injured again. I mean, if he gets injured again in pre-season, then I genuinely, this isn't me being dramatic, but if he gets injured again in the next couple of weeks, I genuinely think that maybe his career is over, because he just gets injured all the time. And there are some players like that, over history where they just keep getting recurrent injuries and in the end they have to retire early because ultimately, if you keep getting injured, you can't carry on playing football. You can't. We will keep an eye on that one. Let's just hope that, he comes back from training, he does well, and he doesn't get injured again, because ultimately, if that happens, then we're screwed, aren't we? So I am feeling positive about this one. I do think Anthony Martial will get his move, and I think that will be a move to Saudi Arabia. Just a quick one, guys. Could everybody in the chat please smash a like on the video? We've got 600 people watching today. Absolutely incredible. And please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're less than 50 subscribers away from 6,200, and I did say if we hit 6,200 by the end of this stream today, I will gift a membership to somebody in the chat. So do make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Lumen, what have we got? I've got a couple of questions coming in, which I will read out really, really quickly. So Voice of Reason says, how much do you think we will get for Anthony Martial? Now, that is a great question. Thank you for your question, Voice of Reason. I want to ask that back to the chat before I answer it. So guys, I'm asking you, let me know in the comment section below, how much do you think we will get for Anthony Martial? What do you think is a fair price? Please do consider when you're making your kind of opinion known that he is on 250 grand a week, which is roughly about 13 million pounds per season, okay? So he's on 250k a week, 13 million pounds a season we pay him. So remember that. No club in Europe, Spain, Italy is going to pay him those types of wages. So you do have to consider that. Obviously to Saudi clubs, that's fine. I think if we can get 10 million for Anthony Martial from a Saudi club, I think that's a really good bit of business. I know it sounds low. If he was on a smaller salary at the moment, I think we could get more. I think 10 million would be fair. Ultimately, they're going to have to pay him probably 250 plus grand a week. I think 10 million's fair. I do. He's got 1 year left on his contract. He's been injured for the whole of last season. If we can get 10 million, I'll take it. I will at this stage. I'm really not too bothered. I wish him all the best. I hope he goes and gets his move. And let's keep an eye on that one. As I said, I will keep you updated as and when we get more news. But do let me know in the comment section, how much do you think we should be asking for Anthony Martial when he moves potentially to Saudi Arabia? Mine is 10. Let me know in the comment section. Let's move on to the next story. Let's talk about Pellistri. Now, Pellistri is somebody I really, really like. I don't know about you guys, but Pellistri I think is a quality player, and it does kind of upset me that he doesn't get much game time. Now, there's 2 stories coming out today about Pellistri. Both of them pretty much say that Pellistri will be going out on loan. The story goes as follows. This is a direct quote from Pellistri himself. Pellistri says, yes, I spoke with Erik ten Hag, and we are working together to find the best club and the best option. I hope to be able to play in my position, and at my age, what you want to do is to play. We want to find the best solution. So at the moment, Manchester United, Erik ten Hag and Pellistri are actively looking for a club to loan him out to. I think this is the right decision. I really, really like Pellistri, but I don't think personally that he will get any game time next season. So I do think loaning him out is the right decision. If we can get him a good loan to, say, Serie A or to La Liga, or even to a Premier League club. If we could get him a loan to a Premier League club, maybe to like a Luton, something like that, you know, one of the lower down the table Premier League clubs where he's going to start every single game. I think that would be absolutely quality. But yeah, let me know what you guys would do with Pellistri. Do you think a loan move is the right decision? Do you think we should keep him? Yeah, let me know in the comment section. What would you guys do? For me personally, my top priority would be getting Pellistri a Premier League move. If he could get him a move to say like a Luton or one of the lower down the table teams, one of the newly promoted teams, I would go and do that immediately. So hopefully we get that one over the line. Yeah, we will keep you updated as and when we get some news on that one. But as it stands, Pellistri does look like he will be leaving Manchester United on a loan deal. He is only still very young, you have to remember, guys. At the moment they're negotiating a new contract. He's only 21 years of age. I think at the moment they're negotiating a new 4-year deal, I heard. So what will happen is he'll sign a new contract at Manchester United and then they'll loan him out for 1 season, which I think is the correct decision, because if you look at that in the grand scheme of things, in a year's time, right, Anthony Martial will be gone, Jadon Sancho could be gone, Rashford could be playing as a striker. Like, so much stuff can happen in a year. He could then get a game time in a year. He's only 21. Let's loan him out. Let's give him an opportunity in the Premier League and let's see what happens. We have got some news about Fred as well to bring you in a minute. I can see people in the chat talking about Fred. Yeah, so I will bring you the story about Fred in a minute. But for now, let me know in the comment section, what would you do with Pellistri? Would you keep him at the club? Would you loan him out? I would love to see you guys' opinions as always. Right, let's move on to the next story. Let's talk about Rasmus Højlund then, shall we? Rasmus Højlund. Honestly, this guy I am so excited about. Fabrizio Romano has come out this afternoon saying that Manchester United focus remains on Rasmus Højlund. Deal with official bid is expected soon. Great, that's really positive. Where is this official bid though? What the hell are they doing? The Telegraph are also reporting the same thing, that Manchester United are still in talks with Atalanta. Erik ten Hag has other additions in his sight. So ultimately, they're putting out these stories that if we don't get a deal agreed with Atalanta, we will look at other targets. People like Kolo Muani, Gonzalo Ramos. There are plenty of other options out there, but he is the number one option for Manchester United and he wants the move now. This is the bit that I know lots of you guys are really interested in. The story coming out from the Telegraph today is that Manchester United are not willing to pay anything over £60 million for Rasmus Højlund, which works out at 70 million euros, which I think is fine. I think it's still a lot of money, but it is what it is, isn't it? You've got to pay what you've got to pay. And to back that up, Sky Sports are reporting the following. Manchester United are now focused on signing Rasmus Højlund in the striker position. Atalanta are now asking for 70 million euros. So the asking price is 70, right? 70 million euros will get the deal done. Manchester United have a valuation and will not overpay. There is a growing feeling that Atalanta's asking price would have to come down to agree a deal. So a bit of a different one, a little bit of a different side to it. Sky Sports reporting that they want 70 million euros to get this deal over the line. But Manchester United ultimately want to, you know, construct the deal differently. It wants to be a little bit upfront plus some add-ons, etc., etc. For me, I think if we could pay around 40 million for Rasmus Højlund up front, and then maybe 10 to 20 million in add-ons, I think that would be a great bit of business, because with someone like Rasmus Højlund, you are paying for the potential, aren't you? He isn't the finished product. He could go on to be a special player, or he could not. You think of people like Anthony Martial, right? He came into the club with so much promise. How much did we pay for Anthony Martial? I think it was about £60 million, was it? £50 million? Everybody said, oh, he's going to be world-class, he's going to be world-class. He had a couple of good moments, and then yeah, he just didn't ever kind of break into what we were expecting to. And I'm not saying that's going to happen with Rasmus Højlund, but I'd feel way more comfortable if we paid around 40 million for him up front, and then I'm happy to slap on 20, 30 million in add-ons, okay? They've got to be realistic add-ons though. You know, if he wins the Golden Boot in the Premier League, if we win the Premier League with him, if he scores 25 goals in a season in the Premier League, stuff like that, that's realistic. At that point, I'm happy to reward Atalanta and say, thank you for selling this player to us. Thank you for trusting that we were going to develop him into the talent you thought he would be. Here's an extra 30 million. But at this point, I just don't think paying 70, 80 million pounds for Rasmus Højlund makes sense. That's why I would try and, you know, construct this deal in mainly built up in add-ons. I'd say, here's 40, I'll give you 15, 20 in add-ons. If we do that, I think it's a quality bit of business. If we pay 50, 60 million up front plus add-ons, I will be a little bit worried, but we've just got to kind of get on with it, don't we? When you look at other options available on the market, you have people like Victor Osimhen, 150 million. You have a 30-year-old Harry Kane, 100 million. Like, There isn't any cheap strikers out there anymore, guys. There really, really isn't. It doesn't really work in the striker market. You have to pay what you have to pay, and that's just the black and white of it. We've got over 600 people watching today. Absolutely incredible, guys. Massive shouts to everybody. Please do go and smash a like on the video really, really quickly. It doesn't cost any money. And please do subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We go live at 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. UK time every single day, so do get involved. Yeah, do go and subscribe. As I said as well, if we hit 6,200 subscribers by the end of this video, I will gift a membership. We are less than 50 away now, so go and do that really, really quickly. And yeah, welcome to the communities, to anybody who has subscribed and joined this wonderful community today. Megatron's asking about Harry Kane. We spoke about Harry Kane at length this morning, guys. We are reportedly interested in him, but I think he's going to go to Bayern now, to be completely honest with you. Bayern are about to put in a third bid for Harry Kane. Yeah, I'm not really too sure, to be completely honest with you, with Kane. I would like to see him at the club. I think he could change us into a Premier League winning side, but you know what Daniel Levy's like. He is such a difficult man to do business with. On paper, we should go and get that deal done. He's available there. He's got 1 year left on his contract, but so difficult. We'll have to keep an eye on that one, but I do think at the moment, guys, Bayern Munich are leading the race. Bayern Munich are going full throttle for Harry Kane. They really want to sign this guy, so I do think they will get him over the line, unfortunately, for all of the Harry Kane fans in the chat. For anybody joining the stream late, do kind of rewind and start back to the beginning, and you will miss all of the things that we've spoke about. We've spoke about quite a lot already, guys. We spoke about Sancho, we spoke about Højlund, Dean Henderson, Harry Maguire, Amrabat. So if you are just joining now, please do just skip back, and yeah, you can still kind of keep up with the chat and you can get your comments in. So yeah, still make it as interactive as possible. But yeah, just skip back and you will, yeah, you'll get all the rest of the good bits. Right, what have we got? Malp says, Kane is a gooner at heart. He won't join Manchester United. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, let's move on to the next bit of the show. As always, guys, I will read out some of your questions in the second half of the show. So do start getting your questions in now. Put the letter Q in front of your message, and I will read out as many as I can. So do get them in. And if you do want to join the members club, just hit the $sign, and you can do super chats and you can do all of that good stuff. So yeah, get involved if you do want to do that. Right, let's keep things moving. Let's move on to the next story whilst we are here. And let's talk about none other than Mr. Fred. So, Fred, we have a story coming out this afternoon saying that apparently Manchester United are willing to let Scott McTominay and Fred go this summer. I mean, that's music to my ears. It really, really is. If we can get rid of both Fred and McTominay this summer, that would be an incredible bit of business. I'd be very, very happy with that. Anybody who's unaware, we currently have 2 bids on the table for Fred. They're both from Galatasaray, and they're both, to be honest, a disgrace. The first one was 5 million and the second one was 7 million. Manchester United reportedly want at least 10 million for Fred this summer, rightly so. He's worth more than 10. He should be worth 15, 20. I would take 10 at this point. I don't really care anymore. I think he does need to leave the club. I think we can bring in better players. And I normally don't think he'll get game time if we're bringing in people like Amrabat, if we've got Kobbie Mainoo getting game time. I would rather Fred leaves and it allows Kobbie Mainoo to get more game time for me personally. I do hope for his sake that he does get the move, because I think he will. I think he will. Anybody who missed us talking about this a couple of days ago, Fabrizio did report that he was 90% sure that Fred will leave the club. So I think we can pretty much say he will leave. It just depends on what kind of fee we'll get for him. I think it will be something around the £10 million mark, because as always with Manchester United, the thing you guys have to remember is Fred is on ridiculous wages. He's on 120 grand a week. We pay him £6.5 million a year, Fred, right? Nobody in the kind of lower half of the Premier League is going to pay Fred 120 grand a week. They won't. So the only option he really has here is maybe a move abroad. Maybe a club in Saudi Arabia come knocking. We will keep you updated on that one. But at the moment, the only 2 bids that we have on the table for Fred at this moment in time are from Galatasaray. One was for 5 million and one was for 7 million. Both bids were rejected, and Manchester United reportedly want £10 million to sell Fred this summer. At this point, I would take Fred. I would sell Fred. I would. For 10 million, I'd take the money. I would. I think it makes sense. I do. But let me know in the live chat, guys, how much do you think Fred is worth? Do you think we should sell him for 10? Do you think he's worth more? But as always, please do consider the fact that we pay him £120,000 per week, which a lot of Premier League clubs in the lower half of the table will not be able to afford. So that's the black and white of that one. Yeah, it is a difficult one to sell because he's on stupid wages, as is everybody at Manchester United. But the second part of that is in relation to Scott McTominay. Now, I am just hoping, I'm praying that West Ham come back knocking for Scott McTominay. They were heavily linked to Scott McTominay. They really, really were. They were looking at him as a replacement for what's he called, Declan Rice. It's gone very, very quiet around the McTominay transfer, though, at the moment. I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen anything about McTominay. I do think that out of all of the players, he is the kind of person that would hang on in the club. I just have that feeling. I don't know why. I just feel like Scott McTominay is going to be here for years and years and years. I wouldn't be surprised if we give him a new contract. I just feel like he's one of those kind of players where in like 5 years we'll still be sat here and Scott McTominay will still be at the club. You know, Donny van der Beek would have gone, Fred would have gone, probably Eriksen would have retired, and Scott McTominay will still be here. I don't know why I have this feeling. I just do. If anybody else in the chat agrees, let me know. I just think for some reason, he's intouchable to any manager. What's he called? Mourinho liked him. Ragnick liked him. Ollie liked him. Everybody seems to like him. I don't know why. I don't know what they're seeing. I don't know whether it's because he works hard, if he runs a lot. I really don't get it. Yeah, as somebody says in the chat, he's a teacher's pet. For some reason, all of the managers like him. I don't get it personally. Maybe it's because he's come through the youth academy. Maybe that's part of the reason. You know, Manchester United want to kind of keep their DNA. They want to have like these homegrown players who've come through the youth academy. Maybe that's partly why. I honestly don't know, to be completely honest with you. But for Scott McTominay's sake, if he does get an offer from somebody like West Ham, somebody like maybe a Fulham, I do think that would be a good move for him. We will keep you updated. People are talking about Amrabat in the chat. We have already spoke about Amrabat, so just rewind back to the beginning of the show and you can kind of catch all of the bits we've missed out on. Yeah, I'm just conscious about repeating myself, guys, because obviously for the people who've been here from the beginning, it does get kind of annoying if I keep just talking about the same stuff over and over again. So anybody talking about Amrabat in the chat, do just rewind to the beginning and you can still kind of get involved in the live chat and all the rest of it. So yeah. Malp says Fergie won't let McTominay go. Yeah, maybe it is something to do with that. Who knows? Honestly, McTominay and Maguire at West Ham would be incredible. I think they would actually be really, really good. So I as always, guys, I don't wish badness on any players. Like, I really don't. Even Maguire, I wish he goes on and has a good career. I really, really do. I think for West Ham, they'd both be quality. So let's hope they get their moves. And let's hope they just have a bit of ambition. It is just a bit sad, isn't it, to just see these people just sat on the bench doing nothing. I know they earn loads of money, and they're probably saying, well, it's happy days for me. I don't have to do anything, and I get paid ridiculous amounts of money. But at the end of the day, yeah, at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I really, really don't. But that's just my opinion on it. Yeah, so Jihan says he's just like Harry Maguire. He will just stay there. He's on low wages too. Yeah, that is one thing to bear in mind with Scott McTominay. All the people who say, get him out of my club, he's not good enough. He's only on £60,000 a week, okay? Now, that sounds like a lot of money, but Fred is on double that. And I probably would rather keep Scott McTominay on 60 grand a week at Manchester United than keep Fred on 120, because with all of this financial fair play stuff, with all of this issues with money, it is better to have these players on smaller contracts. Like Scott McTominay on 60 grand a week, I don't really have an issue with that. I think he is a 60 grand a week player. Whereas Fred on 120, I think that's way too much. I really, really do. So Lumen says, would you sell McTominay and Maguire to West Ham for 40 million combined? That's a great question. I'll ask that back to the chat. So somebody in the chat has asked, Maguire and McTominay to West Ham, 40 million. Do you accept that deal? This is 40 million combined for the both of them. I probably would. Yeah, I probably would do that. I probably would accept that deal. I really, really would. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Would you accept that 40 million for those two players? Obviously, this is hypothetical. This is something that somebody in the chat has asked. Yeah, I would do that deal. I really, really would. Right. People are asking about Amrabat. I've just said, if you skip back to the beginning, we talked about Amrabat already. Okay, I'm not going to, like... Yeah, moderators, let the people in the chat know who are asking about Amrabat over and over again. There's somebody just repeatedly asking about Amrabat, spamming Amrabat. And I've said like 3 times now, anybody who's missed out on certain things, just start from the beginning and you will, and you'll get the information you need. Ryan says, when are the Glazers going to sell? Geez, their holding on is looking too greedy. When are the Glazers going to sell? That's the $1 million question, isn't it? I've kind of stopped talking about the takeover on these streams because I do just find it infuriating, but you have asked a question and I will try and answer it really, really quickly. this is just my opinion. I haven't got this from anywhere, but you have asked, so I will answer it. I don't think the Glazers will sell anytime soon, but I do think they will sell eventually. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. Apparently, there's a story coming out in the last couple of minutes saying that apparently Manchester United have had multiple loan offers for Kobbie Mainoo, and the answer has been a firm no. That's great, isn't it? So there are people who want Kobbie Mainoo on loan, but Manchester United are saying no. He is staying 100%. So that's really, really positive. Yeah, so it says there has been strong interest in Kobbie Mainoo from clubs in the Championship and League One to take him on loan, but the answer from Manchester United is a firm no. So Kobbie Mainoo will not be going out on loan. I definitely think that's the right decision. I would love to see him get some game time next season. So yeah, let's hope that does happen. Let's hope that does happen. Right, guys, we've got about 20 minutes left of the show. Please do make sure to smash a like on the video really, really quickly. And as I said, if we hit 6,200 subscribers by the end of this video, I will gift a membership. We're about 40 away now, so do make sure you go and subscribe really, really quickly. And if we hit 6,200 by the end of this video, I will gift a membership to one of you lovely people. Right. Yeah, but I definitely think that's the right decision, though, guys. I don't want Kobbie Mainoo to go on loan. I think he's a quality player. I think he would develop much, much better with us at Manchester United, learning from Casemiro, learning from Ten Hag and his coaches, than going out to some League One side and probably just, not having a great time. That's my take on it. But let me know in the comment section, guys, what would you do with Kobbie Mainoo? Do you think we should loan him out? Or do you think we should keep him? I say keep him, 100%. Right, let's talk about the goalkeeper situation really, really quickly. So, obviously, we've been heavily linked to this Zion Suzuki guy from Urawa Reds, the Japanese goalkeeper. There is a story coming out this afternoon saying that Zion Suzuki has already agreed to join Manchester United, but Urawa Reds have yet to make a final decision. United are preparing to make an offer for another player, so Urawa Reds need to decide soon. So, as it stands, guys, we are now reportedly looking at a different goalkeeper as the backup. So, this Zion Suzuki deal seems to have been dragging on and on and on and on for weeks. And apparently, Urawa Reds, his current club, are not 100% about selling him. So we are linked to, guys, if anybody's Turkish in the chat, let me know if I completely butcher this name, because I'm sure I will. So we are linked to a player from Fenerbahce, a goalkeeper called Altay Bayındır. Again, I've never heard of him. Let's just be very clear. This is a backup goalkeeper. This is not somebody who is going to be pushing Onana out of the team. He is an alternative option to Zion Suzuki. Again, I've never heard of the guy. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Never heard of him. But it does say that Manchester United have held talks over signing Fenerbahce's Altay Bayındır. He would cost around 5 million, but the question is whether he can get more regular football elsewhere, with the likes of Ajax also interested. So I've never heard of this guy, to be completely honest, but we are linked to him. I don't know. I'm not sure what to say about that one. I'm not going to get too excited about a backup goalkeeper, to be completely honest with you. It's not really my style. Obviously, if somebody comes in, I wish them all the best and I hope they do really well, but I'm not going to be sitting here jumping and screaming about signing some goalkeeper I've never heard of. So but do let me know in the comment section if anybody's heard of this goalkeeper. If anybody knows much about Zion Suzuki, then do let me know. For me, I don't know either of these players, so I'm not going to pass an opinion on them, because I think that's kind of unfair. Right, we've got about 15 minutes left of the show. I will read out some of your questions in a minute, so if you want me to read out a question, put the letter Q in front of your message and I will circle back to it in a minute. Right, what have we got? So obviously we've talked about the Mbappe story, which is a load of rubbish. We've talked about Harry Maguire. Malps is saying, is Zion Suzuki over? I think the issue with Zion Suzuki is the club that he plays for don't want to sell him. That's the issue. Urawa Reds don't want to sell Zion Suzuki. That's the headline. So Manchester United are now looking at alternative options, okay? But who knows? If the right bid comes in, then we will, of course, let you know. Just having a look. I mean, this is really, really good. Now, this isn't the most exciting bit of news, but this isn't the most exciting bit of news, but I think it's really important to bring into the show. So there's a bit of a story coming out about Kobbie Mainoo, and apparently some of the commercial sponsors of Manchester United, so like Marriott Hotels is the name that has been mentioned. Apparently all of these commercial sponsors are trying to get him involved with ultimately commercial stuff, right? But apparently Manchester United are blocking it. Manchester United do not want they don't want him to be involved in media stuff. So they're trying to keep him away from the media at the moment. They're not getting him to do like, posing for, and I think that's really, really good. I do. I think that's really, really important. So ultimately, they're kind of shielding him from the media. He's only 18 years of age. There's obviously a lot of hype around him. And I'm really, really happy about that because the management of a player at that age is so, so important. They could so easily be thrown in at the deep end, and it could completely ruin their career. It could. So I'm really happy about that. I know it's not the most exciting thing to talk about, but oh wow, here we go. Right, I will read out a couple of questions now. Let's see what people are saying. Reg says, I love this channel. Not much presenter rumbling on and on about his opinion. Yeah, well, as always, guys, I do bring you the news stories. I do give my opinion a little bit, but I always want you guys' opinions. It's not just it's not a one-man show, The stream, the community is for everybody. It's not just for me to kind of dominate and tower over you like some, I don't know, whatever I might be. But yeah, I really do appreciate, obviously, all the support that everyone gives in the chat, as always. Right, let's have a look. So Roland says, Harry Maguire should be a minimum of £30 million, especially if West Ham is doing the buying. Yeah, maybe. I think if he was going to go to 30 million, then obviously we would have to pay part of his contract out because, yeah, obviously he's on ridiculous money and West Ham will not pay him £240,000 a week. That's for sure. Yeah. What does everybody... Nobody really said anything about this before, though, but what does everybody think about that Jadon Sancho false 9 story? Let me know in the comment section quickly, because I didn't really see... Yeah, I didn't really see many people talking about that. And big ups to Malps as well, saying this is a great channel, to be fair. Yeah, massive shouts to everybody supporting the channel every single day. I do really, really appreciate you all. So somebody in the chat is saying we should keep Kovar. I agree. I don't understand why we're trying to loan out Matis Kovar. If anybody in the chat knows why, please let me know. He looked good in the preseason. He was good with his feet. I would keep him. Why are we trying to buy some goalkeeper we've never heard of, where we've already got a goalkeeper who probably some people haven't ever heard of, but like, he's good. He is. I don't really get it. I really, really don't. If anybody knows in the chat, do let me know. Yeah, no idea. Malp says, will United give us a surprise signing like Casemiro, I wonder? Now, that is a really, really good question. I do think we will get a surprise signing this year. I do. My surprise signing... I honestly don't know. I thought it was going to be Harry Kane. I did. That was the player that at the beginning of the season, the beginning of the transfer window, I thought we would get, but who knows at the moment. Yeah, let me know in the comment section, guys. Who do you think will be the surprise signing this summer? We always make one surprise signing. I guess it was Johnny Evans, wasn't it? I mean, that's the biggest surprise signing ever. I know it's not the most exciting one, but we've just signed Johnny Evans. Like, I know it's on a short-term deal, but who would have thought Johnny Evans would be a Manchester United player? I mean, not me, never. Obviously he was before, but anyway. Right, let's have a look at some more of you guys' chats. Let's see what you guys are saying. Ryan says, I think Jadon Sancho could slot in nicely at a false 9. He's actually looking promising. One more season, no more results for another season, then off he goes. I completely agree. Give him one more season. Let Erik ten Hag try him in this false 9. Maybe it works, and maybe we're sat here in a year's time saying, happy days, we've got this incredible player. I'm really, really excited. And if it doesn't work, then get rid of him. I think that's the correct decision. Right, where are we? I'm just reading out a couple of your chats really, really quickly, guys. We've got about 10 minutes left of the video, so do make sure to smash a like on the video if you haven't already. And please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. As I promised, we will hit, if we do hit 6,200 by the end of this stream today, I will give out a membership. We've got 43 subscribers to go, so let's see if we can do that. Go and subscribe really, really quickly. Barry White says, only seen Kovar once and he looks solid. Yeah, I agree with you. Jimmy says, okay, this is a good question. Jimmy says, would you sell Jadon Sancho for 45 million? Let me ask the chat that first. Would you sell Jadon Sancho if an offer came in now for 45 million? I don't think I would. For me, it's got to be at least like 50, 60 million for Sancho. I think 45 is too low. I do. 45 is like, he's only been here 2 seasons. We paid 73 million pounds for him. I think he can come good. So I personally would keep him for one more season, unless an offer of like 55, 60 came in, then I probably would. I probably would at least consider it. But I wouldn't 100% do it, he's got to have a good season at some point. He's not a bad player. He was good. He was world class. Maybe not world class, but he was decent at what are they called? Dortmund. Right, let's have a look. Jackie says no. Sancho is worth way more than that. What does everybody think about the chair as well? This is a bit of a strange question, but somebody in the chat, I can't remember who it was. Somebody pointed out that my chair was really low, so I've got a new chair which is higher up. Let me know if it looks better than it did before. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then obviously that's fine. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, Lumen says not after the Arsenal goal and performance. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't sell him for 45 million, guys. For Sancho, for me, I reckon 60 million would be kind of fair, around that type of fee. He definitely will go on to be a good player. He's still only 23. He's still very young. He has a lot of developing to do. I honestly think if we sell him for 45 now, we will regret it, 100%. But that's just my opinion. As always, do let me know what you guys think in the comments section, as I always look forward to seeing your comments, guys. I do try and reply to as many as possible, but with the channel growing so quickly now, it is difficult to reply to every single comment, but I do read them all. So yeah, do get your comments in, as I am always interested to see what you guys have to say. Ryan says, our youth are looking very promising. I'm beaming. They look hungry for game time. Yeah, 100%, mate. I'm 100% excited about our youth at the moment. Kobe Mainoo, absolutely quality. Really, really exciting. What have we got? Simon says, Sancho looked great in pre-season last year, just like Andres Pereira always did. Yeah, fair. Pre-season is pre-season. You know, we won, I'm pretty sure last season we won every single pre-season match, right? Everyone was saying, we're going to win the league. We're absolutely cooking. We go into the first game of the season, we lose the first 2 games. So pre-season is a bit of a confusing one because, like Arsenal, for example, they looked rubbish the other night. I bet you they'll hit the ground running in the first few games of the season. But anyway, yeah. What does everybody think about the new Manchester United away kit, by the way? That's something I wanted to ask you guys. The one with the stripes on it. Let me know in the comment section. What are you guys thinking about the new away kit? For me personally, I quite like it. I do. I know this is going to kind of encourage mixed opinions, but I do like the new away kit. I do. I think it's pretty cool. I really, really did. Massive shout outs to Jimmy. Jimmy has just gifted 5 memberships to the Daily Red Devil Members Club. Absolute legend. Massive shouts to you, Jimmy. Yeah, big up. So anybody who's just got a membership, please do say thank you to Jimmy. Legend. Absolute massive thank you for that, mate. Anybody who does want to join the membership, you can just hit the $sign. If you want to gift a membership like Jimmy's has, you can also do that. But yeah, anybody who's just got a membership, please do say thank you to Jimmy. Absolute legend. Big ups for that, Jimmy. Right, I'll read out a couple more questions and then we will wrap up the show. Let's have a look. Lumen says, your chair is perfect as long as it doesn't block Sir Alex Ferguson and Eric Ten Hag. Okay then, great. Simon says, Kieran, your head's right in the middle of the screen now. Well, that's what we want, guys. That is what we want. So I'm really happy that everyone is happy with my head placement. Let me see if you've got any more comments coming in before we end the video. So we've got a few comments coming in about the away kit. Ryan says, the away kit looks a lot like a weird Newcastle kit, but it's growing on me after the advertising. Nice concept. I agree with you. I really, really do. As soon as that first kit came out, I was like, what the hell is this? Why have we got this dodgy green stripy kit? But it has kind of grown on me a little bit. And I was even thinking earlier, all right? As I've said to you guys, I said this about a month ago. I promised that if the Glazers go, on that video, I will gift a kit to somebody in the chat. And I said, I will buy myself a kit as well. I think I might buy that kit if the Glazers go. I'm not going to buy it otherwise. I won't. I need to see it in person, though. That's the thing. I think on the pictures, when I saw like Wan-Bissaka wearing it, there's that picture of Lisandro Martinez with it tucked in, and it did look kind of sick. But yeah, I'm not too sure, to be completely honest with you. Most people are saying that the away kit is horrible. Fair enough. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Yeah. I do like the new third kit, though, as well. The white kit with the kind of devil badge. That is really, really cool as well. So yeah, there are some nice kits. But as always, I would not be buying a kit until the Glazers go. I just don't want to walk around with something that to me resembles greed and theft, you know? Do you know what I mean? It does. It resembles the Manchester United kit. When I look at it now, I just think of the Glazers. I think of greed and theft. Yeah, and I will buy it if the Glazers go, 100%, 1,000%. I'll get a name on the back. I'll love it. I will, but it's not going to happen until then. Yeah. Right, I feel like this is a good time to wrap up the video here, guys. We've covered so much on today's show. We rattled through it quite quickly. Yeah, it's been a really, really good show this evening, guys. Massive shouts to everybody. Please smash a like on the video on your way out if you haven't already, and please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. It doesn't cost any money. Do get involved in the channel. I will be back 8 a.m. tomorrow morning with all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. If we get the Rasmus Højlund, here we go. I will be ready for it, so do make sure you hit the notification bell, and I will catch you guys later. Lots of love to love. Amazing stream today, guys. Massive shouts to all of the support, and I'll catch you guys later on today. Lots of love. Peace out.